Well, investors are piling into Bitcoin today. Bitcoin topping $46,000 and hitting its highest level since mid-May.
This Bitcoin goes up. That's our store of value. So what do we sell? We sell gold. They seem to relate to each other.
And I like Bitcoin because it's people's money. It's decentralized money, definanced money. And I'll do anything to stay away from the central banks because they're a bunch of criminals right now. The reason I recommend gold, silver, and Bitcoin is not because I'm in favor of gold, silver, and Bitcoin. The reason I recommend gold, silver, and Bitcoin is I don't trust my government. You know, it's not Biden or Trump or those guys. I mean, they're all a bunch of criminals anyway. Trump is my good friend. I know that's not good these days. But anyway, if you trust the US government, the Federal Reserve Bank, and the Treasury, then save dollars, work hard, pay your taxes, you know. At the same time, they're printing trillions. We have never in the history of the world had so many dollars printed. And as I've said in other tweets, is that, you know, people get really happy when they're printing money, but they get depressed when it comes down. So the reason I say to people, buy gold, silver, and Bitcoin is very simply, gold and silver are God's money. You know, God, I'm not religious, don't get me, I'm not going to break out the Bible or the Quran or the Buddha books. I'm just going to say, physically, God put money here. I mean, gold and silver here. I've been all over the world. I've started at gold mines, and except the Chinese took it. Anyway, I have traveled the world looking for gold. And I remember being in the mountains of Peru, you know, and it's really sad. Peru is such a great place, but the country's under attack. It's horrible what's going on right now. But I've been up at 14,000 to 17,000 feet looking at gold mines. I remember I could barely walk at 14,000 feet. There's no oxygen up there. But I'm looking up there, and they have these barren hills, and there's little holes drilled along the hills. So I asked the guy, the Peruvian person I was with, I said, what is that? He says, that's the gold vein. You know, that was the vein of gold. And so long before the Spanish came to South America or Peru, the Inca or the indigenous people were drilling for gold. And then I went over to Mongolia. Now remember, the Inca or the indigenous, there was no cell phones, no intercom, no internet. They were just naturally digging for gold. Okay. So I go to Mongolia, and long before the internet and cell phones, the Mongolians were digging for gold. And that's when I got it, that gold and silver are God's money. I found silver in Argentina, and I still own that mine. So throughout history, there is some kind of attraction of human beings to gold and silver. Why? I don't know. But that's why I would say gold and silver are God's money. And then years later, I was in, where was I? Oh, Fiji. And I was in Fiji, and I met this guy named Guru Deva. He's an Indian. He's not Indian, but he's a Hindu, but he's a white guy. So he's a white guy dressed in Indian clothes, and he was dripping in gold. So, you know, being the inquisitive type, I asked him, I said, how come you're covered in gold? And so this Indian guru says to me, it says, because gold is our God's tears. I said, gold's God's tears? What does that mean? He says, gold is God's. When you wear gold, gold attracts wealth to you. So now I'm not religious again. I'm going, okay, it could be a bunch of bullshit, you know, and all this stuff. But the guy was dripping in it. So I figured, well, if he's dripping in it, maybe I should too. This is the formula I rigged for all you guys who are not really mathematical like me. It's very simple. You want $1,000 of income. keep $1,000 worth of gold, because gold is the attractor. Okay, so you want 10,000 a month? Hold 10,000 in gold. Okay, so that's really kind of my simple Robert Kiyosaki formula, because I'm a C student. I didn't really know that much, but I don't mess with God. So, and so it hasn't really worked, except I have a lot of gold today. And the problem with gold is all the Bitcoin guys say, you got to hide it. And so it's true, I got to hide all my gold, but I'd rather be hiding gold than dollars right now. So my gold is stashed in different parts of the world and near airports, so that if I ever need it, my jet goes out, pick up the gold, and we run. So the Bitcoin guys are correct. They say, well, gold is a storage. Let me tell you something. I'd rather store gold than dollars. The same as silver. I'd rather store silver. Coins. I have no ETFs. I don't trust those things. Now, if you trust them, fine. It's like if Dave Ramsey says live debt-free, live debt-free. Tony Robbins says buy ETFs, buy ETFs. I don't do those things. Okay. So the reason we have Rich Dad and we have our stuff in this, everybody's got their opinion. That's my opinion. I have enough evidence to show that gold and silver are God's money. It's been here since the earth was created. And I like Bitcoin because it's people's money. It's decentralized money, definanced money. And I'll do anything to stay away from the central banks because they're a bunch of criminals right now. So anyway, that's my update on the tweets and all that. It's why I like gold, silver, Bitcoin. And other thing too is Bitcoin is a network. I invest in a network. These small little coins that pop up, there's no network yet. If they ever build a network better than Bitcoin, I'd look at it. But now they're mostly hype, So if, let's say, Joe's coin builds a better network than Bitcoin, then buy Joe's coin. So that's how I look at everything.